Peace. So today, my download was on being the observer and allowing things to come and go like a movie screen, right? I think oftentimes we desire so much control because of our attachments, because of the voids that's within us, because of how we perceive ourselves, that we think that we have to have control over every single thing and every single person that comes into our lives, right? And our experiences. So yes, I do exist, right, in this human form, but then there's another aspect of myself that's also the observer. This, to me, is the actor, right? This is the performer. But then there's also the writer of it. This is me just acting out my storyline. And when you begin, it's all still you at the end of the day, but when you begin to view these differences within yourself, still knowing that it's still the same source, because everything is in this world that we experience and see is still part of this one source. However, it's experiencing itself in many fashions, right? And I think people sometimes need to understand that everything is fluid and nothing should remain the same. And as an example for myself, if you go through my page, I like to change. Back in the day, I used to love different wigs and play dress up, and I just always felt that being one way was just always boring. It was just freaking boring. I always wanted to change. I always wanted to have a different hair color, a different hairstyle. Even within my own hair, my natural hair, you guys see me, I'm always changing it. I can go from bald to growing it long to, having like more of like this look. And, life is about fluidity, and it's about realizing that as you evolve, you just allow yourself to play out the way that it wants to play out. And when you realize that you're beyond the mundane going to work every day, the getting on social media, paying attention to other people's lives, when you realize that you're beyond that experience, it's still you, but you're beyond that experience, you begin to take life with more blissful and peaceful eyes, right? And you allow things to just be what they need to be in its accordance. So as an example, the majority of people want to talk about love, right? But when so-called love comes into their lives, there's this is mine, you're mine, the attachment game, because you're not looking at it through the eyes of observance. You're not looking at it through the eyes of allowing this experience to be just what it is and allowing things to come and go. Because here's the thing, the only thing that is infinite is our state of consciousness. Everything else, this place, my cat, even this human body of mine, other people, are always temporary in their human forms. All right? They also have the right to be able to observe their own realities and move according to where they feel their selves are taking them. So sometimes we are going to be reasons, seasons, and lifetimes. Sometimes other people are going to be reasons, seasons, and lifetimes in each other's lives. So the more that we're able to allow things to become the movie screen, you'll sit with a minute and enjoy the movie that you're watching, but then you also realize that the screen has to come and go. The people in the background have to come and go. The people that you observe while you're walking will come and go. And the only way that you're going to be able to accept this is being able to be fulfilled within yourself and to honor yourself and to feel the voids that you have within yourself that are making you be attached to other people and feel that you have to have someone or something by your side all the time. you know, and it can sometimes be this uncomfortable feeling when, hold on guys, because the alarm, whatever, is annoying. All right, I just closed my windows, even though I love hearing the outside, the alarms of the ambulance and fire trucks just, yeah. Anyways, so what was I saying? Where was I, y'all? But yeah, we have to begin to observe why we feel the need to always have someone around us, you know, and really begin to experience ourselves by ourselves. And oftentimes we can kind of get into the rut of jumping from one person to the next. And this is why I feel sometimes, you know, dating sites is a double-edged sword, because it doesn't allow your presence, because everything that we're doing has meaning and purpose, right? And social media in itself, and, you know, dating sites specifically, are this very come and go space. If you can't do it, somebody else is going to do it. If you don't respond, this person's going to respond. And it doesn't shut the fucking brain off. We're constantly going from one person to the next, collecting bodies, you know, collecting energies in our field, and then wonder why our lives are so chaotic, because you don't know how to sit still. You know, you don't know how to turn this off and just allow things to be and be the observer of your actions. And why are you choosing to constantly feel that you need someone or something to fill a void in your life? You know, sit back and just watch things unfold naturally the way that they need to unfold, you know. And yeah, we can become stuck in this sometimes because we're constantly wanting to have this validation through other people of what we haven't validated for ourselves. I don't really feel that we should always label someone or something that comes into our lives as a romantic partner or as a lover. And if you are going to label it as that, understand that it doesn't have to be with attachments. You know, you're here, I'm here. Let's just experience this experience and just be in the present moment and just be. Why does it have to be overly complicated about what we're doing, how we're doing it? If you are so confident and knowing within yourself that you are a divine being all by yourself, you are not going to require to be attached to anybody that comes into your life, and you create this chaos because now you're trying to hold on to something and grab on to something and control something when it was only meant to be for a reason or a season. You have to be able to distinguish the difference of something that is a lesson, a message, you know, a pleaser for the moment, an experience. Everything is not meant to be held tangible and kept in a box, you know. And the more that you begin to honor this knowingness, you allow things to come and go as they are. And it's not even just in partners, it's just your life experiences, right? Because everything is not meant to be the same all the time. Contrasts exist, ebb and flow exist. The more light that you carry, the more darkness is going to be its mirror. Like, that's just how shit is, you know. You can't expect to climb a ladder that is 10 feet long and then think that you're only going to fall 5 feet, or 10 feet high, and think that you're only going to fall 5 feet. No, you're going to fall the 10 feet as well. So as you ascend, there's also a descent that comes with that. And you have to allow these things to maneuver themselves as they need to. Because this is where the flow, this is where the acceptance of your life comes in. This is where not having to feel like having worry or anxiety of the unfolding of everything that is going to be in your life. Just let it come like a movie screen. Just let it come and go. The greatest teacher for that for me is Muji. Muji talks about that. Just allow things to be in a movie screen. You know, if you meditate and your thoughts start to become intrusive, allow them to just come and go. Don't dwell there with them and, you know, have these huge conversations and try to dissect everything. So yeah, we're here to examine life. But when you examine, just allow it to be what it needs to be without having the will to feel like you have to change the substance of something, or feeling you have to change the element of something. And actually someone, to be specific, because we're all still alchemists. We're all still transmuting energy. But when it comes to other beings, you have to allow them to be what they need to be. You have to look at them as a movie screen, let things unfold naturally the way that they need to unfold. And that goes with friendships and family members. If family members want to be miserable, let them be miserable. There's nothing that we can do verbally that is ever going to change someone because they get off of the counter. Get your butt off the counter. There's nothing that we can do that is going to change someone's evolution. They have to want to do that for themselves. You know what I'm saying? You guys are watching this video and you're listening to me because you're on that frequency for yourself already. All I can do is share my experience. All I can do is share what's within me, and whatever frequency, people out there are attaining for themselves, then they're going to come and see my page. The algorithm is going to show them that this is the energy, the same energy that you're emitting, because you're in this scanning zone, right? So we're constantly in this scanning zone. We're scanning our realities according to the frequency that we are on. That doesn't mean that that is the only reality that exists for that object. Okay? That's like somebody looking at the same tree standing next to you, and all they can see are the leaves of the tree and be like, what do you want me to look at? And then you have the other person, like myself, who would want to know how that tree was formed, the patterns that are within the trunk of the tree, the patterns that are within the leaves, the seed that actually started from where this tree looked like. So does that necessarily mean that the tree is different? No, the tree is actually the same, but it's our perception to that thing that makes it different, and this is why trying to have someone try to see things the way that you see things and trying to manipulate their energy in that way is never good, because you have to allow people to be who they need to be. And we do this a lot as humans, where we think that we have to have somebody see things the way that we see it, but energetically, this is where speaking in tongues comes in, because you're speaking a different language. Your energy is not on the same frequency. They're not going to see or feel things the way that you see or feel things. And this is why going through partnerships, relationships, lovers, is important to allow these people to be as they are. And instead of trying to manipulate their own energy into something that you feel you need to have them understand, ask yourself why you attracted this being in your space that doesn't understand you in the first place. Because this is solely your journey. This is solely your attachment game. This is solely your alignment. This is solely your frequency, your energy. So the more that we're able to observe and be the observer and watch the different dynamics of the screen that we're watching come and go, and allow them to come and go, the more ease and the more grace you begin to have within your life, because you're not living off of force. You're just living off of the art of allowance. And when you're living off of the art of allowance, that is when you begin to truly experience peace, because you're not forcing something to be something that it doesn't want to be. Okay? I hope that all makes sense. So yeah, do we want to do a book today? Do we want to pull a card today? Hold on, I'm going to put the phone down. I can make you put your phone down. Hold on a minute. Let me put this up here. See if it... Okay, awesome. Let's pull... What do we want to pull today? I guess I'll do an Isis card for the fun of it. My Isis Oracle deck. So I'm going to call this video The Art of Allowance. because I think we need to begin to get more into that space of just allowing things to come and go. And, you know, a good matching to this video that I would also recommend is Muji. You know, look up Muji and, you know, his essence and what he, as a deliverer, brings into this reality. You know, I think he's just beautiful. Osho is beautiful. Osho is a different energy, but on the Art of Allowance, I definitely would recommend Muji. So we have divine sun god, blessings of the sun falcon. All right. So let's see what they're talking about. Divine sun god. Sorry, it says divine sun child. Same thing. Horus, the divine sun child of Isis and Osiris, was born out of impossible circumstances through the great devotion of his mother Isis and her loving determination to heal her husband and bring him back to life, to eventually become king of Egypt, defeating dark forces that would seek to destroy him and all he loved. With great triumph, it is a story of divine hero of Egypt. It is also a metaphor for our own inner world. Our divine feminine must stay true to her values of love, healing, and the triumphs of creativity over destruction, born of fear and hate. She must never give up her belief or her ideals. Our divine feminine in our body, my throat chakra's cleansing itself out today. Our divine feminine in our body, whether man or woman, our inner values and the ideas that make our hearts beat stronger and feel right within our belly. With such love, for such love for her inner divine masculine, she never gives up on her belief in him either, and in her desire for their togetherness. It leads to his healing even if he has been lost, fragmented, and thought dead. The divine masculine is our spirit, whether woman or man, that our body desires to unite with, to help to come to life and light in a new blissful way. The love in our hearts calls our spirit home into our bodies. We become able to stand firm, take action, and make choices that allow our inner ideas to become part of our world. We live according to our values, not just hold them inside of ourselves. Finally, our divine feminine and masculine unite within our bodies. A new golden consciousness is born. This is the sun child Horus, with an eye that is the moon and an eye that is the sun, representing the perfect balance of masculine and feminine in harmony with each other. The divine sun child is the new self filled with love, light, and power in the world. It is the authentic self living in the inner truths of the outer world, an agent of healing on this planet, an inspiration for others to be bold, brave, and vivid enough to walk their own path and eventually receive the same blessings. It's the sun child, the balancing of the moon and the sun, the masculine and feminine energy, and being able to honor those both spaces, one and the same. And so when you move today, remember that you are the son of the moon, you are the daughter of the moon, and you also are the son and daughter of the sun. And the more that you begin to use these metaphors in your life, you see yourself as, something greater than this physical form. And that's where the true balance comes in. All right, so I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of my experience on this land and a part of my journey. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Rose water. And don't forget to breathe that good ass prana, baby. All right, see you guys on the other side. In the comment section, let's affirm, I am the sun, I am the moon, therefore I am balanced. I am the sun, I am the moon, therefore I am balanced. I am a child of the sun, a child of the moon, therefore I am balanced. All right? Peace.